This episode of Ham Talk Live is brought to you by Tower Electronics. For connectors, cables, and more, call 920-435-2973 or visit pl-259.com. And by ICOM. Heard it, worked it, logged it. Visit www.icomamerica.com/amateur for more information about ICOM radios.
It's Ham Radio.
Hey everyone, it's time for another episode of Ham Talk Live. It's number 302, the Huntsville Hamfest Preview 2022, recorded on Thursday, July 21st, 2022. I'm your host, Neil Rapp, WB9VPG. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Ham Talk Live. Tonight we're joined by Mark Brown in for BCD. And last time here on the show, the Youth DX Adventure Crew was here live from Carousel. So if you missed that, you can listen to that anytime at hamtalklive.com. Or you can play it on your favorite podcast app, or you can also play it through YouTube. And don't forget, we are rebroadcast over on shortwave on WTWW. That's 5085 on your AM dial. Saturday afternoons at about 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So tonight we'll be talking about the Huntsville Hamfest. And Mark Brown in for BCD, the chairman of that Hamfest, is here with us. And we'll talk with him right after this word from Tower Electronics, right here on Ham Talk Live.
Thanks for choosing Tower Electronics. How may we help you today? We have PL259s, we have in connectors, we have SMA adapters, we have BNC adapters. What can I show you today?
Where's the tower?
Well, we don't actually have a tower with us, but we have all kinds of things you can use with a tower. We have power poles, antennas, soldering irons, and meters.
Where's the tower?
Ma'am, that's the name of our company. We can't haul towers to all the Hamfest across the country that we visit, but we have almost every connector and adapter you would need to connect your antenna that's on your tower.
I don't think there's a tower back there. I really don't.
Tower Electronics. Visit us at a Hamfest near you or call 920-435-2973 or see our whole catalog at pl-259.com. Sorry, one thing we don't have is a tower.
On the Tower Electronics Hamfest schedule, they'll be in Winchester, Indiana on July 30th. August 6th, they'll be in Elkhart, Indiana. August 13th, they'll be in Huntington, West Virginia. And then, of course, they'll be at the Huntsville Hamfest we're talking about tonight, August 20th and 21st. And then in Shelby, North Carolina. But you can visit them anytime at pl-259.com.
This portion of the show sponsored by our mystery sponsor, a product so good they are paying us not to advertise it on this program. You're listening to Ham Talk Live with Neil Rapp.
Welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Mark Brown in for BCD joins us tonight on the Orlando Amateur Radio Club and Hamcation Zoom line. Mark is the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest, and I've lost track, Mark. How many years has it been now that you've been chairman?
That's a good question, Neil. I think it's 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I inherited the job from Charlie Emerson. Everybody remembers Charlie. I'm doing his job, but I will never fill his shoes.
Yeah, Charlie was a tough one to fill. So he did an excellent job. You've been doing a fabulous job as well. But each in their own way. So we'll welcome Mark back to Ham Talk Live, and that means it's time again for the Huntsville Hamfest in Huntsville, Alabama. As I always like to say, that the easiest Hamfest in the world to go to. It's all air conditioned. It's all indoors. The hotel connects, and there's a couple right across the street, and just always an enjoyable time to go to Huntsville. So let's talk about this expanded area you've got in the Von Braun Center. That was something you added last year. So let's talk a little bit about this new expanded area that you're using for the Hamfest.
Yeah, Neil. In 2019, and in all the years prior, the Huntsville Hamfest was in the Von Braun Center South Hall, part of the South Hall. That was 80,000 square feet of the South Hall. And then, of course, in 2020, we had no show. And in 2021, when we got back, we were the first big Hamfest that came back after COVID. We, not without its challenges, but we expanded with the Von Braun Center, working with them. We expanded to take up the entire South Hall, which was 140,000 square feet. So we've gone from 80,000 to 140,000 square feet. It's not double, but it's close. And that was so well received in 2019. The wider aisles in the flea market area, the wider aisles in the commercial area, expanded youth lounge, a bigger hospitality area, places for folks to sit and gather and congregate. It worked for everybody. We decided to keep it this year. It's a good thing to do, and we hope to just keep doing that. So we're excited about the new expanded layout.
Yeah, you had some pretty nice aisles there to start with, but yeah, if you can do that, why you don't get the traffic congestion there trying to get through the flea market, and that's right. Going to be really cool to see.
We had actual gridlock on in some of the flea market areas on at the peak time of Saturday noontime or so.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Spacing things out will help everybody.
Yeah, that'll be really cool. And you mentioned the youth lounge. You've got several special activities going on, but let's talk a little bit about the youth lounge and testing and some of those things. We'll hold off on the forums until after the break, but let's talk about some of these special activities.
Right, this youth lounge. Dr. Monty Bateman is one of our forum presenters, and he's a NASA lightning physicist. He and his wife have been doing the youth lounge now for 12 or maybe 13 years. And each year it gets bigger and better. There's all kinds of activities for kids of all ages. It's just a wonderful thing, from soldering to Morse code practice and those kind of things. It's geared to the youngster. And we just keep expanding that area because I think by our estimate last year, we had somewhere north of 120 kids come through that youth lounge, which is we consider a very good number. Just outside of the youth lounge, and with Flex Radio's sponsorship, remote ham radio, where a couple of college kids actually man these stations, but they're Flex front ends and computer interfaces out to literally single-op contest grade stations with stack Yagis, amplifiers, and just all kinds of bling that's not there but controllable from the Hamfest. So if folks get a hankering to play in the NAQP QSO party, they can sit down for a few minutes, rest their feet, and make a couple of contacts. So a lot going on there at the Youth Lounge, and I understand we're working with you too to bring in a Yoda table somewhere in or around the Youth Lounge this year because Yoda has gotten very popular, and we're working on the layout to accommodate you in that area.
Yeah, we appreciate that, and we'll be handing out some swag and that kind of thing at the Youth Lounge area. So make sure to stop by there, and then I'm assuming the usual license testing and those kinds of things going on.
Yeah.
You also have, go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, you mentioned exam. One of the things we did in this expanded layout was we moved the exam area from outside of that pre-function hallway a little further down the hallway and around the corner. Acoustically, it's much, much quieter, and it's a much better location for folks to take their exams. There's no cross traffic outside the curtained area where kids, anybody is taking a test and trying to concentrate. So we moved that around the corner. The fee and the documentation you need to bring, it's on the Hamfest website. I don't have it on the top of my head, so I don't want to tell anybody wrong. But the FCC has made some new requirements about having a valid email address and whatnot. So check the website. If you're interested in coming and taking the exam, we'll fix you up on Saturday and Sunday mornings.
Yep, and that is hamfest.org, and I'm actually pulling it up right now. But yes, there are some changes, and it looks like the schedule is 10 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday, and there are some changes with the fee structure and all that. So it's all listed here. So check that out at hamfest.org, and you can see. You see a picture there of the testing going on from previous years, and all the things that are allowed and not allowed, and the testing fee and all that kind of thing. So check that out. Well, let's see what you've also got a big event that our friend Ward Silver, N0AX, was going to be speaking at, and that's the DX banquet. So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, in addition to a forum presentation, Ward is the featured speaker at the North Alabama DX Club banquet this year, and they've moved that from the local hotel to a facility, a lodge that's sort of near Huntsville Hospital. It's literally within walking distance of the downtown hotels. You can drive it, but it's that close. It's not 20 or 30 minutes out of town. But the banquet's looking like a real good thing this year. They've upped their game with better food concession or vendor. I can't remember the name. I think it's Bubba's Catering that they're using, but food should be good. And that DX banquet, and it's cheaper than years past. I think they went from $38 down to $36. So I'm looking forward to. I'm going to try my best to make it on Saturday night for the banquet.
Yeah, it's always hard in your role to get away, because it seems like every time you turn around, there's something to do, and so I understand that try to get there thing, because you can't always get to everything, unfortunately. But Ward will be a great speaker for the DX banquet, so that's something else to look forward to. Let's talk a little bit about travel here. Airport, any construction going on, and the hotel listings and things like that.
Well, the hotel listings on the website, we've just listed a few cherry-picked, but there's a numerous collection of let's see, Hilton properties, Marriott properties, I think Clarion, Days Inn kind of things. There's a tremendous number of hotels, and Huntsville's not a big town. It's easy to get around in, especially on the weekend. So I would suggest that nobody put themselves off by thinking that getting a hotel out of town is a long commute. We've all been to Dayton, and the hotels mostly are 20, 30 minutes away. We have a lot of places closer than that. I want to circle back a minute to the exams and the forums. We touched on Ward doing a forum. We have a first-rate collection of forums in the BBC and the attached embassy during the Hamfest. And I want to point out but those are outside the ticketed area. So if you're thinking about coming to take your exam, you don't have to buy a Hamfest ticket. We hope you do, but you can take the exam. If you pass, you'll know immediately, and then you can choose to come in to the event and learn some more. Maybe buy a radio, kick some tires, whatever. But I wanted to point out that the forms and the exam area are outside of the ticketed area here.
All right. And then any major construction going on that's going to get in the way, or things flowing smoothly through Huntsville?
This year it's not too bad. Last year they were constructing some condos on the backside of the Braun Center. That the street was open, but it was a bit congested. We don't see any problems this year. There's a New Hampton Inn on the corner of the North Hall of the VBC. It's fully open. The AC Marriott Hotel outside of the Embassy, across the street from that, it's open. They haven't broken ground on the next hotel, which is going to be what we call the old Coca-Cola bottling plant. That will probably start sometime in the winter of 2022 here. But no construction to really get in the way. So we're looking forward, and we're working too with the Convention and Visitors Bureau to streamline things. Of course, we have talk-in on the 146.94 repeater. There's a D-Star link node. And so folks needing directions can, just get on their radio and call out for help, and we're there for them.
All right. Well, sounds like great planning, as always, down at Huntsville, the world's friendliest Hamfest. So be sure to check that out at hamfest.org. And we're going to take a break right now, but when we come back with Mark, we'll talk about the forums and a few other things right after this word from ICOM America, right here on Ham Talk Live.
Keep your competitive contesting edge with ICOM. Our high-powered base stations cut through pile-ups, letting you work the bands and record those contacts. Contests from the comfort of your own home or remotely with the RSBA One app. Heard it, worked it, logged it. The IC7851 gives you a new window into the RF world and is HF excellence unparalleled. With faster processors, high input gain, high display resolution, and a cleaner signal, it is truly the pinnacle of HF perfection. It has dual receivers, digital IF filters, memory keyer, digital voice recorder, Spectrum waterfall display, and an SD card slot. The IC7610 is the SDR every ham wants. This high-performance SDR can pick out faint signals in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The IC7610 by ICOM is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that has changed the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has 110 dB RMDR, dual Digicel, dual receiver, and RF direct sampling. Create your own band opening with the IC9700. This transceiver radio brings direct sampling to the UHF VHF weak signal world. It's loaded with innovative features that are sure to keep you busy. Faster processors, higher input gain, higher display resolution, and a cleaner signal. With a 4.3-inch color touchscreen, real-time spectroscope and waterfall display, dual watch operation, full duplex in satellite mode, and smooth satellite operation with 99 satellite channels. The IC7300 is a high-performance, innovative HF transceiver with a compact design that will far exceed your expectations. The innovative transceiver digitizes RF before various receiver stages, reducing inherent noise in different IF stages. The IC7300 changed the way entry-level HF is designed. It has 15 discrete bandpass filters, the large color touchscreen, Spectrum scope, SD card slot, and RF direct sampling. The real HF fun starts here. Visit icomamerica.com/amateur for more information on ICOM radios.
You're listening to Ham Talk Live, the #1 podcast amongst the podcasts with the words ham, talk, and live in the title. Here's your host, Neil Rapp.
And And welcome back to Ham Talk Live. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We send out some noteworthy things there. And like this episode, we gave a chance for people to chime in with some comments and questions before the show, and we did have one tweet from the Orlando Hamcation crew wishing Mark and the gang a successful show down in Huntsville. So we know that they are listening, and thanks for the note here. So we'll get back to Mark here in just a minute, but right now it's time for the Joke of the Week.
Now it's time for the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week, a part of the show where Rick tells us a ham radio joke. The Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week is brought to you by QRM Labs. Now, here's Rick Garrett in 9 GSU with today's Ham Talk Live Joke of the Week.
I went to the wedding of 2 Ringo Rangers yesterday. The ceremony was kind of boring, but the reception was excellent.
This has been the Ham Talk Live Ham Radio Joke of the Week with Rick Garrett in 9 GSU. Tune in again next week for another joke from Rick.
Oh, and we're back with Mark Brown in for BCD here on Ham Talk Live. Mark is the chairman of the Huntsville Hamfest in Huntsville, Alabama, and that's coming up here in just a little under a month. And Mark's, as always, been working year-round to make this a successful event. And we're down under 30 days here. So tell us a little bit about your forums, because I know you have quite the list of forums and some great topics available. So point out some of the high points here of the forum schedule for this year.
Okay, well, Neil, I'll start out with the league. They've been so helpful to us throughout the years in moral and material support. The league is bringing David Minster, NA2AA, the CEO, President Rick Roderick, K5UR, Education and Learning Manager Steve Goodgame, PR Director Bob Indervitson, these guys, and maybe Kathleen or Yvette to sell books. I'm not sure. But they'll be doing I think a 3-hour block of different forums on the national, state, and local, national, division, and state level between the various presenters. We'll get Mickey Baker, the Southeastern Division Director, David Norris, the Delta Division Director, maybe a few others, we don't know. But those are the ones I know of for sure. So good lineup of ARRL membership forums. That's a good long track. Of course, there's Mars forums that occupy 2 hours. The microwave guys, I got a 5-paragraph description of what the microwave guys are up to this year. Something called an X factor, X being 10 for gigahertz, and in conjunction with a weekend contest, they're going to have a morning forum, and then they're going to go out and make microwave contacts throughout the area. Guys are going to pre-position themselves on some mountaintops, and they're going to do some UHF 1296 type stuff. So that's going to be interesting. Of course, Dr. Bateman is going to pull himself away from the youth lounge and do a couple of forums on lightning and grounding. Bill Brown, no relation, WB8ELK, one of the acknowledged experts on these lightweight, cheap party balloons. He plans to have a forum, and weather permitting, he will launch a Pico balloon outside of the Von Braun Center after his program. Of course, Ward Silver, grounding and bonding. Let's see, amateur radio in space. Frank Bauer from the Aris group. Fox hunting. Oh, we nailed a really good POTA exhibit on for Sunday. I saw this guy. He's been licensed about a year and a half, and his program was so well done. It was literally a voyage of discovery. He taught himself. And he not only taught himself, but he gave a really concise program and got a lot of folks in the local club motivated to try this Parts on the Air stuff. It's a very popular activity, and I'm very excited to see his program again on Sunday. So lots of stuff, everything from meteor scatter, test equipment. We've got a new thing, the Museum of Information Explosion. This is where the local club has been holding their meetings. It's not open to the public yet, but Mark Ben Dixon, M-A-R-C, Ben Dixon, he's a former member of Dynetics. He's retired, but he has amassed literally a museum of museum-quality radios, switchboards, communications equipment, and the like. He'll be giving a program complete with photos of his forthcoming museum that's literally a stone's throw from the Von Braun Center. And we hope to work with him very closely in the future to feature his museum and encourage folks that if they have some free time to go visit this incredible museum.
That's really cool.
The folks, yeah. ARDC, the folks that are doing the ham radio grants that are helping through the league and then other 501c3 clubs, ARDC will be here, so folks can talk face to face with their representatives if they're interested in their clubs submitting a grant proposal to amateur radio digital communications, I think is what ARDC stands for. Really great group. They were here last year, but they'll be back. Of course, Glenn Popeil, always a popular draw. He's got something all new, and he hasn't shared it before or yet, but I'm looking forward to what Glenn has to show and share with us regarding Arduino. So lots of really cool forums, and I would hold up the quality of our forums to the lineup that they have in Orlando and Dayton, and they're really wonderful events. I regret not being able to go to all of them.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like, okay, I need to go to this one. Oh wait, but I need to go to this one. There's just so many good ones out there, and you've got a great lineup of them. And if I don't mention Joe, I'm probably going to get nasty emails saying, but I'm going to be there. So Joe will be there, K0NEB, with his kit building expertise, without his Dr. Seuss hat, but he will be there, and there's a kit build there, and that's always a great time as well.
Well, and you remind me, Neil, that after Joe's kit building forum on Sunday morning, our forum coordinator and his assistant will be hosting an adult solder class, and this is a 2-hour block, and so folks can go in. It's some kind of little $7 through-hole blinky light kit, but actually, melt some solder, build a kit, and make it work. So, a lot of hams have never picked up a soldering iron, and this is something we started last year. It was very popular, and we're going to repeat it again this year.
Yeah, that's a great thing, and even with working with Yoda, I'm amazed at how many of the kids haven't picked up a soldering iron before, and so that's their first opportunity to solder. I know some of my students had their first opportunity to solder at Huntsville in the youth lounge. So that's a great thing that we're doing it for adults too.
Yes, and I'm hopeful that one of these years we get all these folks trained up, and maybe we move on to surface mount.
Yeah. And maybe we can even get some like, robots putting them together and everything. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Sky is the limit.
Yeah, the sky is the limit. Absolutely. So again, hamfest.org and the dates again, Mark, and the hours.
August 20 and 21. August 20 and 21. And hamfest.org. Right.
Yep. 9 to 4:30 Central Time on Saturday, 9 to 3 Central Time on Sunday. And, of course, there'll be some YouTube action going on and some live streaming and that kind of thing going on from the show if you can't make it. But
we've got all the YouTube guys. Jason from Ham Radio 2.0, Mike K8MRD Radio stuff. Josh Nass will be there. Don Wilbanks will be again conveying the Young Hymn of the Year award at 2:00 on Saturday. George Thomas and a couple of other guys from Amateur Logic. Tom W5KUB and of course yours truly, Neil. You'll be there.
Yep.
So lots of media folks will be milling around.
Yeah, and let's mention the Young Ham of the Year thing. I know we'll get Dawn and Audrey on the show here soon to do that, but that was actually watched you on Ham Nation last night talking about that a little bit. So that presentation will take place at Huntsville as well. So tell us just a little bit about that.
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it. I know that the Bill Pasternak Young Ham of the Year Award has been awarded in Huntsville for probably more than 2 decades. And this year's recipient, Audrey, and I don't have her last name, Kilo Mike 4 Bravo Uniform November from Georgia. I think she's 18. She's already enrolled at Georgia Tech, majoring in IT, computer science, and working with electrical engineering. She's quite a lady. I first saw her last night on Ham Nation, I think it was. She's just a tremendous lady, and I'm excited to meet her. But she'll be here to receive the Young Ham of the Year award on Saturday, August 20.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, and we always enjoy that. And that's kind of been my number one priority of getting to Huntsville is for that, and so we'll be glad to see Audrey again, and Newsline will present that to her as well as their corporate sponsors. So congratulations to Audrey, and be great to see the McElroy family at Huntsville once again. So, all right, Mark, any last words of wisdom here before we wrap this one up tonight?
Well, we know how hot it is throughout the Southeast and Southwest this time of the year. I'll just remind folks that this entire Hamfest is all indoors, including the entire 400-table flea market, all indoors and all air-conditioned. So
yes.
Come rain or shine,
that's a good thing in the Southeast in August, let me tell you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sure is. All right.
We're very excited. Yep. Things are moving downhill for us, and like I said, we posted on the web today, T-minus 30 days, go for launch, and we got the forum schedule out there to go along with it.
All right, very good. Again, that's hamfest.org. The easiest place to find information on a Hamfest, too, hamfest.org. And we'll look forward to seeing you here in 30 days and looking forward to another great event.
Well, thanks, Neil. Thanks for having me on the show tonight.
All right. Well, that is a wrap for this edition of Ham Talk Live. Thanks to my guest, Mark Brown, N4BCD. And everybody out in cyberspace for listening, and invite you back next time for another episode of Ham Talk Live. For a list of all of our upcoming guests, just go to hamtalklive.com. So for now, this is Neil Rapp, WB9VPG, saying 7-3-7-5, and may the good DX be yours.
For 73, to you and your family, I'll be seeing you further down below. You're 73, to you and your family, I'll be seeing you further down below. It's hard to believe that you're into the deal, 'cause you sound just like a low